The Eidolon Collective's research facility, Site-01, the unfinished resurrection of SCP-7638. Facility overview, designation, the Eidolon Collective Research Facility, Site-01. Location, redacted. Classified subterranean complex beneath an abandoned industrial sector. Security status, high alert. Entry restricted to Eidolon-class operatives. Primary objective, experimental research on anomalous entities, extraction of latent energies, and controlled anomaly augmentation. Background, Site-01 serves as the Eidolon Collective's primary research hub, housing some of the most dangerous and unstable anomalies acquired from the SCP Foundation and other clandestine organizations. The facility operates with a decentralized security system, allowing its enigmatic research personnel, known only by code names, to function with complete autonomy. Unlike the Foundation's rigid protocols, Site-01 embraces a more radical approach to anomaly study, often blurring the line between research and direct experimentation. One of the most significant projects underway at Site-01 is the attempted reanimation of SCP-7638, the Skull of Anubis, an endeavor that, despite years of research, remains incomplete. Project Black Ankh, the reanimation of SCP-7638. Objective to restore SCP-7638, believed to be the severed mummified skull of an entity linked to the Egyptian god Anubis, to full sentience and power. Known properties of SCP-7638, a mummified jackal skull, estimated to be over 4,000 years old, exhibiting a state of preservation impossible by non-anomalous means, emits low-level psionic frequencies detectable by those attuned to esoteric energies, capable of momentary flashes of consciousness, wherein it attempts to communicate telepathically before lapsing into dormancy. Pulses with unidentified spectral energy, believed to be remnants of its lost divine essence. Challenges in reanimation. Despite extensive efforts, the Eidolon Collective has failed to fully restore SCP-7638's original intelligence and power. The difficulties lie in fragmented soul theory. SCP-7638's consciousness appears incomplete, as if shattered or divided across multiple planes of existence. Attempts to locate the missing fragments have been unsuccessful. Decay of anomalous essence. The residual energy within SCP-7638 fades when stimulated, suggesting a fundamental loss of power over time. Corrupted invocation attempts. Ritualistic invocations designed to bind the entity back to its vessel have resulted in catastrophic failures, often ending in the death or insanity of the researchers involved. Interference from unseen forces. Unknown external forces have disrupted multiple experiments, leading some researchers to theorize that higher anomalous entities or deific intelligences actively work against the resurrection. Research phases and notable experiments. Phase 1. Initial arcane analysis, 2008 to 2010. Upon SCP-7638's acquisition, during the Eidolon 002 assault on Foundation site, redacted, the Eidolon Collective initiated its first wave of experimentation. Lead researchers Clark Underseer, Jimmy Harding, and Jennifer Dunhardy. Findings: SCP-7638 responds weakly to necromantic stimuli, indicating that its original animating force still lingers. Exposure to corpse-bound essences, such as residual soul imprints from the deceased, triggered brief, incoherent messages in an ancient dialect of Coptic Egyptian, translated to phrases like, "Bound in silence," "The judge's eye is blind," "Seek the heart, lest you remain empty." The introduction of artificial life energy led to violent rejection, causing SCP-7638 to emit a psychic backlash that killed 2 researchers. Phase 2. Experimental soul infusion, 2011 to 2015. Recognizing that SCP-7638's soul was either damaged or incomplete, Site-1 began experimenting with infusions of external souls, a process involving the extraction of vital energy from sentient beings. Notable experiment: Project Vessel, 2013. A volunteer from the Crimson Hand faction, codenamed Subject 32, underwent a ritualistic merging process. As Subject 32's life force was transferred into SCP-7638, their body began to mummify in real time, an unintended side effect. The process failed, but a cryptic phrase was recorded during Subject 32's final moments. The soul cannot dwell in an empty throne. The implication, SCP-7638, may require a complete body to function rather than just a skull. Phase 3, Transdimensional Soul Recovery, 2016 to present. If SCP-7638's consciousness was lost across dimensions or realities, could it be retrieved? Current strategies, dreamscape. Probing, the Hollow Circle's operatives use lucid projection techniques to search for SCP-7638's missing consciousness within the astral plane. Results have been inconclusive. Quantum soul binding, an experimental attempt to anchor SCP-7638 to its original form using recovered artifacts linked to its past existence. So far, no artifact has proven strong enough to serve as an anchor. The heart theory. Based on ancient Egyptian metaphysics, some researchers believe that SCP-7638's true seat of power is not in the skull, but in its heart, possibly still lost somewhere in the world. Recovery efforts are ongoing. Unexplained phenomena and supernatural interference. Several anomalous occurrences have hindered Site-01's research. The jackal apparition. On multiple occasions, a shadowy jackal-headed figure has been spotted in the depths of Site-01, moving without triggering security sensors. Attempts to confront it have failed. Some researchers believe this entity is either a guardian spirit or a remnant of SCP-7638's original form. Sudden anomalous failures. Whenever major breakthroughs are made, electronic systems fail, data is lost, and key researchers suffer sudden comas. Investigations suggest an external force deliberately sabotaging progress. The whispering chorus. Low murmurs in ancient Egyptian dialects are heard in the facility's lower levels. The words often change meaning when recorded, making translation difficult. Conclusion. The resurrection remains unfinished. Despite years of effort, the Eidolon Collective has yet to succeed in restoring SCP-7638 to its full form. Every experiment, every invocation, and every scientific approach has ended in failure, leading some to question whether SCP-7638's resurrection is even possible. However, the Eidolon Collective does not believe in impossibilities. They continue their research, undeterred, convinced that the final key to SCP-7638's return is out there, waiting to be found. The Skull of Anubis remains dormant, but for how long? Current status of SCP-7638 remains housed in a reinforced containment chamber deep within Site-01. Displays irregular surges of psionic activity, but remains non-responsive. Ongoing research into potential missing components necessary for full resurrection. The Eidolon Collective's next steps. Intensify global searches for any surviving relics, scriptures, or artifacts tied to SCP-7638's past. Investigate the jackal apparition for potential links to SCP-7638's missing soul. Prevent SCP-Foundation interference. As intelligence suggests, they are aware of Site-01's efforts and may attempt to recover SCP-7638. The resurrection has not yet succeeded. But the Eidolon Collective does not believe in failure. You cannot contain what refuses to be contained. Eidolon Collective Manifesto. Now go and watch another entry from the archives of the Eidolon Collective. We will be waiting.